You can't remember your best friend's birthday. You can't remember where you put your keys 30 seconds ago. You definitely can't remember what you studied for that exam last month. But you remember, in perfect, high-definition detail, the time you waved back at someone who wasn't waving at you in 2014. Your brain had one job. It picked the wrong one. And today, we're going to find out why it did that on purpose. Here's the uncomfortable part. Your brain isn't malfunctioning when it replays your most cringeworthy moments at 2 a.m. It's working exactly as designed. Every memory competes for space, and the brain has a bouncer at the door called the amygdala. Its job is simple: decide what's a threat and let it in first. And to your amygdala, everyone at that party saw me trip registers on the same threat scale as a predator is nearby. That's not a metaphor. For most of human history, being embarrassed in front of your tribe could get you cast out, and getting cast out could get you killed. So your brain built a system that treats social humiliation like a 5-alarm fire, tags it urgent, do not forget, and files it in permanent storage. Your grocery list doesn't get that treatment. Nobody ever died from forgetting oat milk. Here's where it gets almost insulting. Your brain doesn't actually care what you think is important. It cares what feels emotionally loaded in the moment. That deadline you have to hit next week? Low emotional charge, just a fact sitting quietly in your calendar. Your brain looks at it and goes, "Sure, I'll get to that," and then, often, doesn't. Meanwhile, memory researchers have shown that we consolidate emotionally intense experiences far more efficiently than neutral ones. Stress hormones released during an embarrassing moment, like cortisol and adrenaline, actually help cement that memory into long-term storage. It's a chemical bookmark. Your humiliation, quite literally, gets marked as more important than your homework. And here's the twist that makes it worse. The more you replay an embarrassing memory in your head, which, if you're an overthinker, you definitely do, the stronger and more detailed it gets. Every replay is basically hitting save again. Nobody replays their to-do list at 2 a.m. That's the difference. There's a concept from the 1880s from a psychologist named Hermann Ebbinghaus called the forgetting curve. He found that without reinforcement, we lose the majority of new information within days, sometimes hours. Important information, a name, a fact, a plan, is usually encountered once, briefly, without emotional weight, and never repeated. So it fades right on schedule. Embarrassing memories break that curve completely. They don't need repetition from the outside world because your own brain repeats them for you, unprompted, in the shower, before you fall asleep, during a meeting where you're supposed to be paying attention to literally anything else. You're not failing to remember important things. You're just competing against a memory system that was built by evolution to prioritize "don't get eaten" over "don't forget the milk." Here's the part that should annoy you a little. This system evolved to protect you. Remembering social mistakes in vivid detail was supposed to help you avoid repeating them, a built-in lesson plan for surviving group living. But modern life produces way more low-stakes embarrassing moments than our ancestors ever dealt with, and none of them are actually dangerous. Tripping on a curb isn't going to get you exiled. Sending a text to the wrong group chat isn't a survival threat. Your amygdala doesn't know the difference. It's still running 200,000-year-old software on today's much weirder, much more socially chaotic operating system. So it keeps filing minor social hiccup under existential threat, and you keep paying rent on memories that expired a decade ago. So the next time that cringe memory resurfaces uninvited, you can at least know what's happening. Your brain isn't punishing you. It's just using outdated threat detection software, and it happens to be really good at its job. The forgettable stuff, the deadline, the name, the appointment, never had a chance. It was never in danger. And your brain, frankly, doesn't protect things that were never in danger. If your brain also refuses to let go of something specific that's been living rent-free in your head, drop it in the comments. I might make that the next video.